Hello everybody, this is SK Lego Man 123 here, and today I'm reviewing my first ever Lego Pokemon set, Rayquaza. I've been a Pokemon fan even longer than I've been a Lego fan, so this is very exciting for me. Let's get building. And here we are. Honestly, this was such a fun build. I'm definitely putting this on display as soon as I'm done with this review. Now, how about we get right into this because I have a lot I'd like to say about this set. First, let's take a look at the minifigure of this set, which is actually the first minifigure ever for Pokemon. This is Zinnia, a Draconid woman, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, who plays a central role in the Delta episode post-game of the Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire games from 2014. Wow, I can't believe it was that long ago. This is a fantastic minifigure, and no, I don't just mean a fantastic Pokemon minifigure, I mean a fantastic minifigure in general. Zinnia looks a lot like her sprite from the games, which you can see from a screenshot printed in the instruction manual for this set, where you can also find lots of other screenshots and cool info about the set's history in Pokemon games. The most notable difference, though, would have to be the eyes, as the scale of LEGO minifigure eyes to face is much smaller than that of the eyes to face scale in Pokemon characters. Another difference worth noting is the legs are different. On the minifigure's legs, the shorts are longer and the socks aren't as high. In fact, on the one leg, Zinnia's Mega Anklet seems to be covering her sock and one of her sandals. But other than those few things, the minifigure captures Zinnia perfectly without making her look too cartoonish. Oh, if you're wondering, that white tassel on her torso isn't an inaccuracy. Zinnia does in fact have this tassel, it just doesn't appear on her overworld sprite for some reason. Here we see Zinnia's cape, which has a very unique shape to it. Thank you LEGO for this, I'm sure it wasn't easy. And her collar. I'm really happy they printed the green leaf design onto her cape, it looks great. And on the back of the torso is a rather basic design. Zinnia's top is tied by a red bow, and her back is printed on. As a result, her skin tone looks a little different, due to the torso being a dark bluish gray. Now here's a look at Zinnia's right side. LEGO really went all out by printing on the side of the legs. You can see Zinnia's Mega Anklet here, and though it's hard to make out, even for me with the minifigure in hand, there's a little keystone printed on here. That part of the Mega Anklet sticks out on Zinnia, but since they couldn't really do that here on the minifigure, it looks like it just wraps around the leg like the rest of the anklet. The left leg looks pretty much the same, but without the Mega Anklet, of course. Moving our attention upwards, Zinnia's head has an alternate face, showing her smiling excitedly with her eyes closed. I kind of wish they gave her a fierce, battle-ready face, but this works too. Zinnia has a bit of a wild and bubbly personality, so this fits well. As an accessory, Zinnia holds a satin transparent blue round tile with a Mega Evolution symbol. This could be a Megastone, but there's no indication as to which one it is. It can't be Rayquaza's, since Rayquaza doesn't have a Megastone. Maybe it's a Keystone. I know there's one in Zinnia's Mega Anklet, but Zinnia actually had multiple Keystones with her when she visited Skypillar in the video games. All around, this is definitely worthy of its title as Pokemon's first minifigure. I just wish it came with Zinnia's Wishmer, Aster, but I get it, adding a Pokemon figure like that would have probably raised the price of this already expensive set, as well as driven attention away from Rayquaza. Moving on to the location of this set, Skypillar, or at least the top of it. Obviously they didn't include the entire tower, although this still included a lot of bricks. In fact, most of the pieces in this set went toward this structure. I kind of think that entitles it to being mentioned in the name of the set, right? Anyone? Would it have been that hard to call the set Rayquaza and Sky Pillar? Anyway, Sky Pillar still looks great. It doesn't look as big as it does in the games, as you can see here. Also, there are clouds all around and even above the top of Sky Pillar, but in the games you can see the tower reaches right above the clouds. Oh well, I guess you can't always have 100% accuracy. Right here you can see the ladder to the Sky Pillar summit. It doesn't lead anywhere, but it's super accurate. These stairs, however, are not. Don't get me wrong, the designers were wise to use these tile pieces to give these ancient steps their old, worn down look, but they simply didn't make enough steps. Now closer to the top of the summit, there's a decent amount of space on this triangular spot. When we get more Lego Pokémon and trainer minifigures, this could be a good stage for a Pokemon battle display. And look at these columns. They're stylish, accurate, and they help hold everything together. Now here's a look at the back of the Sky Pillar build. Honestly, hats off to the set designers for putting such detail in. They could have just left the back walls empty and hollow, like many Lego buildings, but they didn't, and it makes the set that much better. I mean, you don't even see the back of Sky Pillar in the video games. Well, except maybe at certain angles in Pokemon Legends ZA. And here is the main column, which has a transparent pillar built into it to support Rayquaza, as well as a few really good looking clouds, which I just might borrow for some stop motions in the future. Actually, all the clouds look amazing. I know I said it was inaccurate, but I'm glad we have all these clouds in the set. And now, here it is, the legendary Pokémon, the Sky High Pokémon, resident of the ozone layer, number 384 in the National Pokedex, Rayquaza. I know it's lying strangely here. It doesn't stand well, hence the transparent pillar. I've got a lot to say about this build, both good and bad. Rayquaza looks so accurate. Just see this side-by-side comparison. Incredible. My first complaint is about the middle section here. It's designed so you can build Rayquaza around the Sky Pillar build. This means you have to take it apart and put it back together to separate Rayquaza from Sky Pillar. And look at this ugly open space. Not very appealing. You definitely want to have a few green inverted slopes around to cover this up. Another problem I found with Rayquaza is that the head pops off a little too easily. Specifically right here, below this green tile with a yellow Y shape printed on it. Oh yeah, the printing. So many pieces here have printing on them. It's definitely better than stickers. So Lego, whoever's in charge of this, thank you. You really went all out on this. In addition to the back of the neck, there are many other printed details on Rayquaza, such as the eyes, the top of the head, the yellow circles on these round curved pieces, the tail, and Rayquaza's chest. Great details, Lego! For the rest of this review, I'm just gonna keep Rayquaza mounted on Sky Pillar here. It's easier this way. There are different sections to Rayquaza that have these rudder-like fins. They're really cool, but really hard to keep in place. The end of Rayquaza's tail has these two Technic panel pieces. Obviously, they don't have red outlines, as Rayquaza's tail does, but they're good enough. I just wish the tail was built with better functionality. The lower end of the tail just flops around, see? Now let's look at the torso of Rayquaza. There are only two fins on the back of it, and it has 2 arms and claws. The claws look absolutely amazing, by the way. White horn pieces for fingers and bar holding rings for hands. The palms have dark bluish gray ball-ended bar pieces to attach the claws to the arms. Personally, I think they should have been green. Now, Rayquaza's head is shaped perfectly, making great use of different slopes and tiles. And these horns on top of Rayquaza's head stretch up prominently, just as they should. While underneath are these two smaller horns made with these green blade pieces, the mold of which, I believe, were first used for the Darksaber in Star Wars. Great use of those pieces, Lego. And the mouth of Rayquaza has so much shape and personality. The tongue is made of these light pink tiles, while the lips are made with red plates and tiles. And I just love these pieces they used for the teeth. They're sharp and serpent-like. Overall, I love this set. Maybe I'm a little biased due to the nostalgia it brings me as a Pokemon fan, but I'm really impressed by how much we get from this set. A top-notch minifigure, a superb location replica, and a legendary Pokemon. Now, it could use some improvements. I do feel like Rayquaza was built a lot more for display than play. I mean, Rayquaza can be played with, but you need to take certain sections of it apart to reposition them. But still, great set. Definitely worth the price. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 7.5. No, wait, 7.4. No, wait, a 7.6. 7.5. Final answer. Well, that's it for this review. I hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching until the end. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, see ya!